Super Maddox, it's a me, Mario. Woohoo! Mamma mia, I'm here with you, Papa. He says you number one.
Welcome to the best debate in the universe. Every debate in the universe, from too much carbon dioxide to coerced suicide, with over 2 million downloads. I'm your host, Maddox. With me is Mikey Bolts, the audio engineer.
Hey, Maddox.
And with me, as always, is my first hand-on staff moderator, Rucka Ali.
Yup.
Welcome back to the show. Guys, today we've got an exciting show. Coming up on the debate, a girl sent a text message urging her boyfriend to commit suicide. Is she guilty of manslaughter? That's going to be the debate. Then we've got a recap of last week's debate, some voicemail, and then the debate from this week. And finally, we round things out with some quick news headlines. But first, I want to introduce our guest this week. You may have heard of him. He's a YouTuber and a prankster and a scientist of social experiments. Please welcome to the show, Joey Salads. Joey, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, Joey, you're famous or infamous, as many people think, on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You've had this prank channel that you've done for a long time, and you've had a lot of controversy on the channel. What would you say is the biggest one that's happened on the channel?
The biggest controversy would be when I paid a group of black people to destroy a Trump car.
That's right.
That one's still talked about, and it's been almost a year.
You paid them?
Oh, no, I paid one of them.
You paid one. He paid one of them.
You only paid one of them.
Because he gathered the troops.
Yeah.
Okay, so you paid one of the guys to gather his
delegated.
His yeah. So H3H3, Ethan Klein from H3H3 kind of called you out on this video because it wasn't him who recorded it, but someone recorded this gathering before the prank happened,
from
right?
the top of an apartment structure.
Yeah.
How fucked up would it be if that was Ethan's apartment right there? He just looks out the window
This is
and
in
he
New
sees
York.
Joey fucking Salads telling a bunch of black guys to beat up a fucking car.
The thing is, they even said to me after, like, when I was getting them, they're like, one of the black kids was getting the friends to do it. And they're like, yeah, yo, I can't wait. I'm going to destroy that shit. And when I was driving around with it, there was people yelling out the window, cursing at me up and down.
Oh,
like,
no
Trump
shit.
Car. Yeah, they're like, fuck you, fuck Trump. Like, it was pretty, like, wild through it. And then as they were destroying the car, one woman, black woman from one of the apartment structures, she was cursing at black people. Like,
She was actually racist.
Yeah. But remember, everyone, the world is a wonderful place minus Joey Salads.
Yeah.
He's the problem, guys.
So, Joey, you have an accent. Is it, are you from?
I'm from New York.
New York, okay.
So
I don't know if you noticed the other Italian accent that we had on, or maybe New York accent at the start of the show. That was Mario. Now, I just came back from E3, and that was Charles Martinet. Now, that is the voice of Super Mario and Luigi from all the Nintendo games. I ran into him at E3 recently. Were you at E3, Joey?
No.
So I ran into him, and he recorded that intro for me. And I'm going to be I always do these reviews of E3, whether it's cool as shit or suck shit, and all the things that kind of suck at E3. I have one of those coming out.
That's sick.
So Joey, someone on this network, his name is Jesse PS from Pod Awful. He has a show on this network, and he did a parody of one of your videos. He called himself Johnny Sandwiches. I have a little clip of this. I don't know if you've seen this video. I think he sent it to you, but I don't know. You get a lot of tweets.
I think I might have seen it, though.
Oh, you might have seen it. Okay, here's a little clip of Jesse PS from Pod Awful. I'll link to it on the website. Listen to this.
Hey, it's me, Johnny Sandwiches here. I'm here to do some social experimenting. We're gonna find out what happens if I punch a Mexican and set a black neighborhood on fire.
What do you think of his accent? Does he do a pretty good impression?
I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, pretty spot on. That's Jesse PS from Pod Awful. So he came out to visit, and that was his first time to LA. So he did that impression video, and it's like a 5-6 minute long video.
Yeah, I think I've seen it, but I probably just skimmed through it after the intro.
You must get like a ton of tweets, and I saw your Instagram account has like 200,000 followers on it. Are people just constantly bombarding you with stuff all day?
Yeah, either good stuff or bad stuff.
What do you get more of?
Right now, it's a lot of good stuff. Ever
really?
since the H3 broadcast, like, so much good stuff, like,
really
unbelievable. Like, read the comments on the H3 podcast. Everything's like, I used to hate this guy, but now I love him. I see he's a real dude. Like, he was just doing it for money, of course. Everything went viral. Like, my job at the end of the day is to make a viral video, no matter the means. Well, since then, I've changed how I do them.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was just making viral videos, not giving a fuck about messages or the truth to it.
Right. It seemed like you had a real moment with Ethan. You said you took the video down, right? And that's thousands of dollars that you gave up for that
and I
video.
even said it to him at first. I was like, you know what? I might just leave it up for a little bit. Because if this is the end of Joey Salads, I'd rather make that extra $1,000 But then I ended up I was like, let me just take it down.
Yeah. You took it down. You apologized for that video. But you haven't really done anything like that since, right? Would you say that's a chapter you've closed in your past?
If I do anything political, I'm making sure it's 100% real.
Yeah.
Pranks, on the other hand, everyone knows they're for entertainment.
Well, are they pranks or are they social experiments? Would you
probably both?
The offensive ones, the ones that piss off people, are social experiments.
The ones that piss people. But like, if it's a political video, I put it in my political folder, like the playlist, and I make it short.
It's in the different playlist. Everyone calm the fuck down. I saw Ethan bring you on his show, and the first question was, do you hate black people?
Yeah.
What the fuck is what is this world, man? What the hell is going on here? It's Joey fucking Salads. Yeah. Do you hate black people? Are you a pedophile? Do you keep some women in your basement for 30 years in a row? I'm just a question. Can everyone calm the fuck down? Anytime there's outrage, just fucking let's look at the outrage before we look at what people are upset about.
It sounds like you're a little outraged there, buddy, about the outrage.
Yeah. Now I'm pissed off.
Yeah, now you're pissed off. Yeah. All right, but before we move on, guys, I do want to mention something. We have a special announcement. We received a package from a super fan, Nicole Knight, Nikki, all the way from Australia. It's a Nikki thing on Twitter. We'll link to her. Nikki has sent us an incredible care package and some fan art. We posted some of this fan art on the website, but she actually sent us the physical copy. Now, this is some fan art that she made herself. I'm posting this on YouTube as well, guys. I'm posting these videos. This is a picture of all of us. It's Rucka on the left, followed by me, and I have a little pin that says I finished my book. And then Mikey, it says not a fuckboy on his shirt, and then Donald Trump with his Skittles.
Yeah.
And there's so many references in this. There's Domino's pizza on the table. There's a bunch of exotic fruits. There's Shrek 3, which I've only seen Shrek 3. I haven't seen Shrek 1 or 2. She did an incredible job. And then there's pineapple on the pizza, on the Domino's pizza. This is some of the best fan art I've ever seen.
I'm really jealous.
Right?
That's good.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. And Mikey, she made one of you a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Did she send it? It's Christmas.
She did send it. Check this out, guys. Here is our own Mikey Bolts. Look at this.
Damn, dog.
Oh, that's so sick.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? So I'm holding this up. It's a huge, huge illustration of Mikey, and he looks incredible.
Whoa.
Along with Peter Griffin from Family Guy, Stewie, Cartman, Bob from Bob's Burgers. All the characters, basically, these are the people you do impressions of, right, Mikey?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
Holy shit.
That's
but
great.
It doesn't stop there, because Nikki went the extra mile, and she even sent us a care package full of snacks from Australia.
Damn.
That's right.
Yo.
So, actually, you guys have been eating some of them right here on the table.
That's why I like them so much, dude. I can't stop.
We have some twisties.
Yeah.
They're like cheese puffs, essentially. It says, life's pretty straight without twisties. You guys tired of that straight life? Here you go. Have some twisties.
It's like Australian Cheetos.
Yeah, it's like Australian Cheetos. It's a little bit denser than Cheetos, I think.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't like them.
Yeah.
Let me try another one. Give my full review.
Joey shooting straight.
Joey shooting straight. That's right.
Yeah, I don't like them.
So Nikki sent us some more Australian treats. She sent us some Milo.
Yeah.
I believe it's the alt-right's favorite cocoa drink. Or it's a Milo. It's Nestle Milo or Milo. It's active. It says it's
soon to have Joey Salads as the mascot on the cover of Milo with his fucking tank top working out. It's coming.
Then Nikki also sent us, and again, I'm posting this video on the website so you can see all the things that Nikki sent us. It's amazing. She sent us some Vegemite. And right here, the biggest thing that it's advertising on the packages, it says, B vitamins for vitality. It's not the flavor.
No, sir.
Which many people have said Vegemite tastes like ass, but we're going to try it. She also sent us some Anzac biscuits.
Ooh.
Anzac biscuits. These look like cookies.
Yeah,
now,
they call biscuits cookies in some countries.
Yeah, the rest of the world calls cookies biscuits. I don't know why.
That's weird.
We call biscuits biscuits.
Yeah, we do.
She also sent us some favorites, and it's a bunch of, looks like little snacks, like little chocolates and things from Australia.
Wow.
Amazing, amazing.
Wow.
And it doesn't stop there. It keeps going. She sent us some Carmelo koalas. I think they're caramels. Some caramel snacks.
Oh my
and
God.
Finally, this is the #1 cookie in Australia, I believe, but Tim Tams.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got some Tim Tams.
Yeah, you guys got hooked up.
I know. Nikki, thank you so much. What an incredible package. What an incredible fan. An incredible artist. And by the way, guys, follow Nikki on Instagram. I'm not even kidding. She is one of the most prolific artists I've seen. And I follow a lot of artists. She's constantly posting sketches and art that she does. And I think she just does it. She just, you know, like 3 in the morning, it'll be like, oh, here's a new thing that I made. And I thought, my God, I just saw you finish like an illustration of Michael Jackson or one of the Beatles or something a few hours ago. How did you start another one and finish it? Very incredible artist, incredible fan. Thank you, Nikki. And we'll try all the snacks and report back.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Blew my mind. You're the best.
Amazing stuff. But moving on to the debate from last week, guys. It'd be hard to follow that, but...
What was last week?
Last week's debate, Joey, you'll have some insight on this. We debated whether or not drama is ruining YouTube. What's your gut, Joey? I mean, as somebody who's been a part of some YouTube drama.
The fact that people are just following it shows that it could kind of be working, because if you don't like drama, you just don't follow it. There's a market for it. Also, I just consider everything as like YouTube itself is all part of the entertainment sphere. Yeah. Everything going on.
Well, you're wrong. Well, actually, we should mention that the debate, right? We asked the audience what they thought. And with a 63% vote, the audience voted, yes, drama is ruining YouTube. That's what they said. That's what our listeners said.
They're all idiots.
Yeah.
63%. Yeah.
Joey, no, that's funny you say that, because that's what I say oftentimes when I disagree with them. Because if they disagree with me, by definition, they're idiots. Then I asked another question. What do you think of Nirvana's Unplugged album?
When did that come out?
Like
last year. No, it was 94, so 96,
like
93, 94.
Right before Kurt Cobain killed himself.
Allegedly.
I think I remember it. I don't know. Like, I don't listen to it every day.
It's a shitty Unplugged album.
You don't listen to it every day. Okay. He doesn't listen every day.
I probably heard it once, like 5 years ago.
Most people have only heard part of it because they turn it off because they fall asleep, or
it's so
they fall asleep
depressing.
while they're drying. Yeah, it's depressing.
This guy. Hold on. Is there anyone you haven't pissed off yet in the world? Do you want any other icons of American history you want to shit on?
Listen, I like Dave Grohl.
Well, I asked the audience. I asked them whether or not it sucks shit, and the choices were yes or no. I like boring acoustic sets from bands known for grunge. And with a 59% vote, they said no.
Yeah.
They like boring acoustic sets from bands known for grunge.
I'll give you this. They're out of touch.
Yeah.
Like they're living in the past with their love of Nirvana as well as disliking YouTube drama.
They just think it's cool to like Nirvana because it's on like t-shirts.
That is, Nirvana basically is a t-shirt company. You know how like like McDonald's is basically a real estate company when you get down to it. Like they're on the best locations on earth.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Metallica and Nirvana are t-shirt companies. You got people wearing those shirts that will never hear any of their.
No one liked Nirvana before he died and became t-shirts.
Nobody.
Right? Nobody.
Yeah.
I did Maddox. So.
No, I did too. That's what I'm saying. I was being sarcastic.
I don't care. I don't
loved
care about your
Nirvana.
bullshit
I like the Weird Al parodies.
Oh, Sassy Mikey. Well, speaking of Sassy Mikey, I got some voicemail. And guys, I post the phone number on the website. It's at the bottom of every website. And also, so are the credits for the music that I use on this show. I get these callers, these angry callers who call in sometimes because I play that dumb hate mail music. You know, that really goofy one. They're like, hey, Maddox, why don't you share that music so we can play it when you talk, idiot? I actually did. It's literally on every single page of this podcast, you fucking morons. But anyway, here's a voicemail.
Son of a bitch.
This one, it's not for you, Mikey, but it might be for someone you know. Listen to this.
Hey, guys. I'm just wondering, what happened to Donald Trump? Did he just did he stop appearing on the show, or has he just been sulking in the corner this whole time and just not saying anything? You know, I liked him when he chimed in every now and again, so... You know, shout out to my boy Donald, and I hope he's doing good. I hope he's not, like, sick or something. But just let us know where he's at, you know. Bring him back on the show. Watch him out today.
Yeah, so there's a request for Donald. Now, Donald's here in every episode, pretty much.
I'm right here, Maddox. I'm sitting in the corner. You don't give me anything. I'm not even on the cameras.
Yeah, that's true.
You just give me Skittles.
We don't have an extra camera for Donald. It's unfortunate. But yeah, Donald's here on every episode, guys. And he doesn't always talk. He just sits in. His two favorite things are to sit in on this podcast and golf.
and Skittles. Those are my two things.
Skittles number 3, Russia's number 4.
Yes.
Scandals number 5.
Those are my two things. Scandals, Russia, Skittles, all of it. You name it. I've got it all. And now I have Twisty's favorites, all of Australia's greatest treats. Thank you.
What do you think of Milo, that chocolate drink, Milo?
You know what? I'll give it a try, Maddox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you surprised it's not vanilla flavored?
I'm always surprised when things aren't vanilla flavored, Maddox.
Fair enough. Here's another voicemail. I think this guy was disappointed in our debate last week. Listen to this.
Well, hey there, Maddox. I just wanted to phone in because apparently that's what you fucking do now with your episode. What kind of bullshit debate was that? Honestly, does YouTube fucking drama ruin the fake fucking drama that you already post? Jeez, what the fucking Christ debate is that? That's not a fucking debate. Everything on fucking YouTube is fake, for shit's sake. Oh, God. Oh, fucking even Rucka, you disappoint me. You're usually the only common sense of reason. But your wrap-up was what? Oh, fucking YouTube. I don't remember your wrap-up because it was so useless. It was like listening to a somewhat male version of The View. I am so disappointed. My heart is broken by the fact that was the shittiest of all shit that you've ever put up there. Anyways, I love you. I want to suck your cock. And have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
I think he's pissed.
Yeah, he sounds like. So I don't know. Did he hate us? He wants to suck your cock. I
mean, tell Woody Woodpecker to get with the times, okay? The world is changing. We got fucking, yesterday's Albert Einsteins or today's Joey Salads. Just fucking pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening in the culture. Just because you're of a certain age where you stopped paying attention at a certain point, and doesn't mean that nothing is relevant that you don't pay attention to.
Actually, I will vouch for that. That's 100% on point. Because the thing is, I knew that last episode people would bitch about, because anytime we talk about YouTube shit, which is a huge fucking empire on the internet, guys. YouTube is huge. More people watch YouTube today than I think cable, collectively. And if you aggregate all the
minutes
spent watching YouTube, it's way more than anything else, right?
They have cable now, YouTube.
Right,
yeah, it's like YouTube TV.
YouTube TV, and it's a bunch of the cable channels.
Like the top channels.
The top channels, yeah. So, sorry guys that you guys aren't on board with YouTube shit. You guys sound like you're old as shit. Why don't you guys get with the times, dipshits?
Yeah.
All right, speaking of dipshits, here's a guy calling me out for an error I allegedly made. Allegedly. Here's this guy.
What's up, guys? I'm sitting here listening to your new podcast, and you're talking about music festivals and the last episode, and music festivals are shit. But then I hear you talk about Pantera, and you're supposed to be this huge Pantera fan, and I know that because I followed you since your fucking website, since before you wrote your first damn book.
Damn right.
And you're naming songs, and Revolution? You mean off of Reinventing the Steel? It's called fucking Revolution Is My Name, you goddamn poser. Mikey, you're cool. Rucka, punch fucking Maddox for me. He's an idiot.
Okay.
Fucking Nazi.
Here's the thing, dipshit. You knew what I was talking about. You knew the name of the song, and by the way you said it, it sounded like fucking was part of the title. Mikey, did you think fucking was part of the title?
It could have been part of the title, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Now who's the idiot? You are.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. All right. And here's another call, actually. This is for the Bad Hombre, also about Pantera, but listen to this guy.
Hey, I've got a caller call out for Bad Hombre.
Caller call out.
Yeah, that's right. You stupid piece of shit. Talking shit about Pantera. Fuck you. Heavy metal's the most masculine music on the face of the earth, and Pantera fucking rips. Okay? So you go back to listening to mariachi or reggaeton or whatever pussy shit you listen to and keep Pantera out of your mouth. Fucking prick.
Wow, that's a hell of a caller call out. I agree with that. Pantera kicks so much ass, and it got a little bit stereotypical there with his music choices, mariachi and reggaeton. Although I will say this, I love mariachi music. Sure. I think it's delightful. Oh. I want to hear it as much as possible. I want to hear it even when I'm not eating Mexican food.
Nice.
I want to hear it when I'm eating regular food.
You should put some on your playlist, your daily playlist that you have every day.
No, I have it, Mikey. I have a mariachi station on Pandora when I'm making tacos and things. I know that sounds very stereotypical, but I like to hear the music. And you know what? Even when I'm baking, sometimes when I'm baking, I listen to mariachi music. It's fun. It's delightful.
Yeah.
All right, don't be an asshole. Here's a phone call about Philly D. Now, Joey, as a prominent, huge YouTuber, your channel has what, 1.6 million subs, something like that?
Around
that neighborhood. Now, we found out that we've all had a run-in with Philly D, Philip DeFranco from YouTube. Have you ever met him? Do you have any run-ins with him?
Multiple times.
Really?
Do you want me to tell the full story?
Yeah, tell us a story about Philip DeFranco.
First time I met him, it was at a mall in Los Angeles just over a year ago, and I saw him. I was like, oh wait, that's Phil DeFranco. I used to watch his stuff years ago because he's like an OG YouTuber. So I ran up to him. I was like, hey Phil, I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan. I don't know if you've seen me on YouTube. I'm being talked about on all the drama channels and whatever because I had a video that went viral. I'm like, I'm Joey Salads. I did a video with like child abduction. It got like 40, 50, 60 million views, something like that. I was like, I don't know if you've seen it. I just want to let you know I'm a big fan, and I just want to see if you've seen me or anything. He's like, oh yeah, I think I seen that. I was like, oh yeah, cool. I was like, yeah, I don't want to waste your time. Nice meeting you. And then he went home, told his friend, who then told me. I don't know exactly what he said, but he basically was saying, oh my God, I ran into Joey Salads, and can you believe this guy? He was trying to like show off his numbers to me, like I care. Just going on. I'm like, yeah, I was like the most respectful person, humble, going to him, just wanted to know if he's seen my thing, because I was excited. But no, he has to go and totally shit talk me.
Interesting.
Oh shit.
A bunch of videos came out where he would talk about my videos. Fuck you, Joey, blah, blah, blah. This is fake. You're racist, whatever. And then I met him again at VidCon. And he's like, oh, I was like, hey, man, how's it going? I see your videos on me all the time. It's no big deal. I know you have your opinions. It's totally fine. I respect it. It's a YouTube game. I go, I still like you as a person. Like, I think you're a cool dude.
Yeah.
So I got nothing against you. I mean, like, people make videos on me all the time. I think it's all fun. It's all cool. It's all part of YouTube.
Right.
2 or 3 months later, he started making videos calling me a garbage man. Just like total attack on me.
Wow.
And like when he made his whole attack on me about the Black Lives Matter Trump car video, he just went on a full total attack all over Twitter, all over YouTube. And I even reached out to him saying like, hey, if you're going to talk this much smack, at least invite me on to defend myself or talk about it. Never responded to that. So...
Which I think is a kind of a strategic mistake on his behalf, because that's what Keemstar does. Okay, we're getting in like deep down into the YouTube rabbit hole.
He lies about like every single news story that Keemstar talked about me is like half true, half over exaggerated, and half with the I'll say another half, probably 3/4 another is just totally not true at all. Like he gets every story about me wrong, and I actually have it like all documented in a folder just in case if something happens, I could just use it.
The salads folder and the salad files.
The salad
files.
Yeah, you're gonna bring the heat.
You should call your podcast the Salad Files.
Yeah, like Keemstar, he just has it in for me. I'm so nice to him on DMs too. But my newest video is a prank video where I go around. I'm pretending to be a cop and I steal people's weed. He makes a video on that saying, oh, Joey Salads, the laughing stock of YouTube does this. It's either fake or illegal, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, who gives a shit? It's a prank that got 100,000 views. Why do you even care? Pranks aren't newsworthy anymore. Half the pranks are dead. Like, that just shows he has it in for me to talk about an irrelevant video just to mock me to his audience.
So for those of you who don't know, Keemstar is this guy who covers all of the YouTube drama. He's kind of like, he does news. He's almost like TMZ for YouTube, essentially, is what he is. So that's interesting. Well, here's a voicemail about Philly D, because we all had a run-in with him last week, and so did this caller. Listen to this.
Oh my God, Maddox, I'm so glad you were talking about Philip DeFranco last week. I had the craziest story, but I always held it in because it was never relevant until now. A few years ago, I was at VidCon, and I needed to use the bathroom real bad. So I rushed to the nearest one, and it seemed to be empty at the time until I made out a weird muffled talking and moaning, and I couldn't quite figure it out until I heard, hang on tight, you beautiful bastard. I said, no way. Could it be? So I peeked under the stall divider door, and to my disbelief, I saw Philly D sucking his own dick. Man, I picked up my number 2 and hightailed it out of there so fast. Anyway, that's my story. Hope you believe it.
I believe it.
Wow, there you go. You got Joey. Joey believed that story.
Oh, that's so true.
But what I like best about that caller is that detail that he added, that he pinched off his number 2 and then got out of there. Like he saw Philly D sucking himself off, and he still took a dump and then left.
Wow. I got business to take
Picture
care
that,
of.
like, oh shit. He's just like shitting it out, trying to hurry up. That's hilarious.
Quickly pinch one off. Well, speaking of pinching one off, we should get to the debate this week.
Yep.
Coming up at the end of the show, we've got some quick news headlines. But with me, as always, is my first hand-on-staff moderator, Rucka Ali. Let's hear your buzzer. There it is. And Joey Salads, let's hear your buzzer. There you go. There's Joey's buzzer. And here's mine. If you hear any of these buzzers from these fine gentlemen and myself, that means that we have disagreed with each other, and we're chiming in to talk, or that one of us has made a mistake. And it'll most likely be you guys. Spoiler alert, because I've never made one. But we should talk about the debate this week. A 20-year-old woman named Michelle Carter was recently charged with using text messages to encourage her boyfriend to kill himself, according to the New York Times, for a case that had played out in thousands of text messages.
What a goofy
Did it say that?
It says that in the New York Times article. What made Michelle Carter's behavior a crime, a judge concluded, came from a single phone call. Just as her friend Conrad Roy III stepped out of the truck he had filled with lethal fumes, Miss Carter told him over the phone to get back in the cab and then listen to him die without trying to help. That command and Miss Carter's failure to help, said Judge Lawrence Moniz of Bristol County Juvenile Court, made her guilty of involuntary manslaughter in a case that had consumed New England, left 2 families destroyed, and raised questions about the scope of legal responsibility. Miss Carter, now 20, is to be sentenced August 3rd and faces up to 20 years in prison.
Wow.
Now, I posted about this. This is a debate that we had a long time ago on our show. It's actually the first time Mikey was on The Best Debate in the Universe.
Yeah.
Way back when. It was episode number 5. And you were on with Robin Higgins.
Yep.
And we debated this. We debated the merits of this case and whether or not she should be found guilty or not. Now, this is a follow-up, a conclusion to this case. And now we have a guilty verdict, which surprised a lot of legal scholars. This is unprecedented. This is something that is going to change law, potentially. And some people have speculated that the judge ruled guilty because the laws have not caught up with internet harassment and cyberbullying and text messages and things like that. The law is so far behind on this stuff. So,
what's the law?
There is no law, essentially. There's only laws for if you do it in real life. Anything online, people really don't take seriously. They don't really give it as much weight or consideration. So some people speculated that the judge ruled guilty so that congressmen and politicians will start enacting laws and catch up with this, right?
Yep.
So, Joey, as our guest this week, I want to give you first stab at the debate. Do you think that she's guilty or not? Do you think that the verdict is right? Should she be guilty?
I think she's definitely mentally insane and needs to be in an insane asylum, but maybe not jail. The only thing I would say is she should go to jail for is when he was dying on the phone and she wanted to hear him die.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Essentially, yeah.
She should go to jail for a failure to act on someone dying. You're like letting someone die, but I feel like the whole bullying aspect should just be. I'm a fan of bullying.
You're a fan, okay, Joe. There it is, Joey Salads. You heard it here. Not even first, but you heard it here again.
Yeah.
Joey Salads, fan of bullying.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. So, but is there a line that you can cross when it comes to bullying?
No.
Where you don't think so? There's
Who
no
draws this line?
Who draws this line? I think when it
comes down to a matter of opinion. So it's like
I draw the line, Joey. I'm the person.
Oh,
yeah.
so if you're
People come to me.
line, where do you draw the line?
Where do I draw? I mean, there is a point where bullying and harassment becomes too much, and it becomes targeted, and it becomes. I mean, the law does have something against aggravated harassment, and that's when it's persistent and continuous harassment. That's against the law.
Harassment, yeah,
right.
That's fine.
Right. So where do you? I mean,
it's direct harassment. Like,
it is.
If it's like I blocked your number 6 times and you keep getting a new number to call me, that's harassment.
Right.
But if it's like, if I'm just texting you, think about it. If I'm texting you right now, I'm like, dude, you should just kill yourself. Just do it. No one loves you. Just kill yourself. You go to your YouTube comments. If I kill myself right now, then there should be 1,000, 10,000 people in jail.
Right. I mean,
I listened to that one.
Wow, that would be a social experiment.
That's a social experiment. Just tell everyone
you
to
should kill yourself.
On
so you're gonna go to jail if I just kill myself now.
Now we're all fucked. Yeah.
This is on the record.
Here's the thing. I think that there's a bit of flippancy when people say that kind of thing, usually, especially online, because a lot of legal scholars have weighed in on this, and they said that this is setting a dangerous precedent and could have a chilling effect on free speech. Because if you're playing Call of Duty on Xbox or PC or whatever, and someone gets killed and they say, okay, kill yourself, and they're just kind of throwing it out there as some rude comment to say to another player, is that kid then liable if the person then actually kills themselves.
Under the terms of that ruling, it would be, but I don't agree with it.
I knew when you started talking about principles and legal principles, I knew it would have something to do with video games, since that's the only realm, that and porn is the only times you have any philosophical perspective whatsoever.
Okay, that's wrong, Rucka.
All right, back to the debate.
You know that's 100% wrong.
100%. Let's debate this. Come on.
Well, we have. I shouldn't talk too much because we have an actual legal scholar in the room with us. We should ask Donald Trump at some point if he thinks. Donald, just off the cuff, what do you think? Is this a valid guilty debate for this girl or not?
I'm not really sure, Maddox. I am filled to the brim with Skittles right now. I have so much sugar coming out of my nipples. I can't debate, okay? I'm going to sit over here. Thank you.
Yeah, you're also being investigated. You're under investigation right now.
That's alleged.
That's not alleged. You admitted
alleged.
it.
You're alleged.
I'm not alleged.
Yes. You're very alleged, Maddox.
I don't even think you know what alleged means,
I think I do, Maddox.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think I do.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Joey, back to the debate. Thank you, Donald. Thank you for weighing in.
Thank you.
Very useful. How was that for political philosophy, Rocco? Was that okay?
That was pretty
fantastic. Good. Yeah. All right. I just want to check in with our moderator sometimes. Well, here's what I think, Joey. It sounds like you're kind of conflicted on this verdict because on one hand, she's a monster. She's a terrible person. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, you're afraid that this may have free speech implications, right? Because if you say something to someone, you don't want to be on the hook for it if they then go do something stupid.
Yeah, like
right?
if someone told you to jump off a bridge, are you going to do it?
Not necessarily. I mean, just depends on how persuasive they are and what's in it for me.
True.
Sounds like broken legs and suicide.
Yeah.
That's not a very persuasive offer.
Well, if you say jump off a bridge or I'm going to rip your fingers off until you die. And then you jump off a bridge, I think then if they seemed like a threat at the time.
I told you he's a scientist.
Yeah. You're a social experiment scientist, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you do a social experiment like that, Joey? Would you go up to someone and be like, "Look, I'm going to rip off your fingernails and break your fingers if you don't jump off a bridge," and then just be like, "It's a social experiment."
I always think in my mind, I'm like, what if like one day, like obviously, like say if you get captured by the mafia, right?
Yeah,
and they have you tied down and strapped up,
right?
And you got to take a gun. And they have like, take this gun, shoot the guy right next to you, or else we're gonna rip all your fingers off.
Yeah,
and you do it. They should be liable for that because it's like a direct threat to your life.
Has this happened to you, Joey? It sounds very specific.
It could happen.
So you're saying the gangster should be liable for you shooting the other person?
If they're like threatening and that you can see that it's like they got you tied up, they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna actually rip my fingers off until I die.
Right.
I don't want that to happen. So you shoot the person next to you.
And then they still rip your fingers off.
And then they'll probably still do it.
They're like terrorists, Joe. You can't negotiate with terrorists. Everyone knows
so
that.
You just,
come on, did you pay attention during the Bush years?
Yeah, or Shrek 3. Like, come on, dude.
Wait, did that happen in Shrek 3?
Yeah, dude. You didn't see that part?
It's the one movie I saw, and I still don't remember that. Anyway, here's the thing. If you just say it to somebody, there has to be a line, clearly. But this was way beyond the line. But the one fact that changed the verdict in the judge's mind was the phone call.
Yeah.
Now, most of this was logged through text messages, and I have some of these text messages too, by the way. So the girl's name is Carter, and the guy's name is Conrad. I'm going to read a transcript of some of these text messages. Carter says to him, "If you don't think about it, you won't think about failing. You'll just do it and then thinking you'll succeed." Conrad says, "Right, that's what I'm talking about. I read so much about failed attempts gone wrong that it's gotten me discouraged." Carter says, "Yeah, exactly, so stop doing that. There's more success than there are failures." Conrad says, "Are you kidding me?" Carter says, "You have to look at it that way, and people only fail because they have the same mindset as you, thinking they'll fail." So Conrad says, "I really want to believe you." And she says, "Why don't you then?" Carter says, "You can't think about it, you just have to do it. You said you were going to do it. Like, I don't get why you aren't." Then Conrad says, "I don't get it either, I don't know." Clearly conflicted, right?
So it's like, the only reason why I think she should be locked up is because of the phone call, obviously. Because if you, like, witness someone getting killed and you don't report it to police or say anything, like, isn't that a crime?
It should be up there. It should definitely be up there.
That should fall under there.
You sure didn't help, and it seemed, especially if you kind of went out of your way to let him just sit in there.
Well, you encouraged him. So here's what it says. This is from the New York Times. It says, "For all the scrutiny during the trial of their texts, the judge based his guilty verdict on a phone conversation. Once Mr. Roy drove his truck to the remote spot at a Kmart parking lot, the two ceased texting and instead talked on their cell phones. So this is the part that is not logged anymore, right? Allegedly. It's no longer logged. It's just a phone conversation. When Mr. Roy, with fumes gathering in the cab of his truck, apparently had a change of heart and stepped out, the judge said Miss Carter told him to get back in, fully knowing his ambiguities, his fears, and his concerns. All right? This is what they're saying in court. She knew his concerns and his ambiguities. He wasn't ready to kill himself. She persuaded him. The court finds, the judge added, that instructing Mr. Roy to get back in the truck constituted wanton and reckless conduct. But the phone conversation was not recorded, and the only evidence of its content came 3 months after the suicide in a text from Miss Carter to one of her friends. Wow. Here's what she said. Sam is her friend's name. Sam, his death is my fault. Like, honestly, I could have stopped him, Miss Carter wrote. I was on the phone with him and he got out of the car because it was working and he got scared. She said she then instructed him to get back in.
I think she should go to an insane asylum, not jail.
So you think that you would plead insanity in this case, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what she is.
This is a lawyer with the ACLU. Says this is saying that what she did is killing him, that her words literally killed him, that the murder weapon here was her words, said stupid. Matthew Siegel, a lawyer for the American Civil Liberties Union.
That's actually retarded. I feel like sometimes people, it's like, do you know you have free will? It's like, if I tell you put that down, you're not doing it.
Maddox, do you believe in free will?
It's like you have free will to not do what people are telling you to do. Just because someone says to do it, I feel like they shouldn't be liable for it because you have the free will to not do it.
Well,
I'll tell all of you right now, go fucking kill yourselves right now, all of you. You guys have the free will right now not to do it. But if you do it, that's on you.
Well,
you killed yourself.
Okay. Wrong. Shitty argument, and I'll tell you why. I think
you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Being wrong.
You're wrong.
Hey.
I'll tell you why I don't buy that argument. Now, I made the case on Facebook recently. I posted this on Facebook, and everybody knows where I stand on this, so it's not going to be one of those debates where we're trying to suss out my true opinion. I think she's definitely guilty and she should go to jail. Here's why. You are only capable of making decisions to the best of your abilities. And people have cognitive disabilities sometimes. People have learning disorders. People are slow thinkers sometimes. And people have mental retardation and Down syndrome and things like that, right?
Is he?
Did this guy? Yeah, this guy was diagnosed with clinical depression and I think bipolar disorder and a whole host of issues.
Oh, then that changes the game.
Exactly.
Because if you tell a retarded person, like, go over there and throw this rock at this kid, the kid doesn't know any better. He's just going to do it because he's retarded.
Exactly.
That changes it a little bit.
There you
didn't
go.
Tell me that.
Yeah, well,
I'm going off of
I'm
your
telling you right
transcript
now,
over
but
here.
I'm telling you right now. So that's why I think that this argument holds weight, because if you tell somebody without knowing anything about them that they should kill themselves or they should fuck themselves or anything that they should do to themselves, and they suddenly do it because they're susceptible, because they are not fully there mentally. They don't have the full mental faculties to make decisions that are best for themselves, right?
Yeah.
You should be held liable. You, the person who's telling them.
What if you didn't know?
If you didn't know, that's a different story.
Yeah,
I mean, if you didn't know.
If you fully know, like, yeah.
But there's also a point, too, where even if you don't know, and you continually harangue people and tell them and essentially persuade them to act against their self-interest, you are liable for that. Charles Manson never killed anyone, but he's in jail, isn't he? Because he persuaded people to. He was the ringleader of that. Look at the Jonestown Massacre. The cult leader got a whole bunch of people to drink poisoned punch and kill themselves. Look at the Heaven's Gate cult. Same exact thing. All of these cults have very persuasive and charismatic leaders who get their followers to do their bidding, and they lose their sense of rationality. What, Rucka?
Well, Manson got them to go kill other people.
Yeah, so he's guilty.
Yeah, but murder is a crime, and then Manson kind of like conspired in it by planning it out and convincing people to carry it out for him.
So should he be in jail or no?
Absolutely. I wish he was executed, but California is a very very messed up place, but that's for another show.
That, yeah.
But convincing someone to kill themselves, suicide, although it's technically a crime, it's a stupid crime because you can't fucking charge somebody for suicide once they carry that out. So convincing someone to kill themselves is what they dark, cynical way to phrase it. It's a victimless crime.
Okay, incorrect. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
In fact, it was illegal in most states until about the 1960s or 1970s, when 30 of our states, the United States, changed the laws so that suicide was no longer illegal. And I'll tell you why it matters whether or not suicide is legal or illegal. If it's illegal and you fail, you are liable for any resuscitation costs, for any emergency vehicles that arrive, for any retrieval costs. So if you jump off a bridge, you break your legs, and you don't die, then they have to send a helicopter to come pick you up and lifeline and take you to an emergency room. You are then liable for that because suicide is illegal, and that was an attempted suicide. That's why it's important to have that law on the books, and a lot of states don't.
So if suicide's not illegal, then you're not responsible for the ambulance cost?
You may not be. There may be an additional fine as a disincentive for people to kill themselves. So if you try and you fail, you may be...
So it's not about the ambulance cost. It's about the additional fine, which is a stupid thing. All right. Suicide cannot be illegal. It's a stupid thing to be illegal. It only affects the person who's committing it, and by the time they commit it, they're no longer around for you to prosecute them.
Well, that's interesting. There's a really good counter-argument to that made about 30 seconds ago on this podcast. Yeah,
really good argument.
Yeah.
Did Joey say something? I didn't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Joey. It was what I said.
What was it?
If you try to kill yourself and you fail, and you know you're going to have an additional fine, that might be a disincentive for someone.
Well, we're talking about principles of legality. What should be legal and not illegal. Not about how to use the Maddox fascist model to incentivize people's behavior.
Well, I mean, essentially, that's all of law. And most law, like most crimes you commit, will not end in a capital punishment. It will end in a fine or jail sentence.
Yeah,
right?
but adding an extra punishment for attempted suicide makes no sense. What are you punishing them for?
For fucking off and not doing a good job.
People
I don't
should
know.
be able to do whatever they want. Like if I cut my finger off, is that illegal?
If you cut your finger off?
Yeah.
It depends on the circumstance. Like, what are you cutting it into? An orphanage?
No,
like onto a...
Just cut it off and throw it out.
If that's littering. Yeah, you can't just throw your body parts away.
Just throw them away.
If you take a dump, is that legal or illegal? It's illegal.
What if I cut it and throw it in an acid bath?
Throw it in an acid bath.
And it's gone.
Mikey, are you working on a new impression?
I'm working on my Joey salads.
Let's hear it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Before this podcast is over, I want to ask a question, and I want one of you to answer, and I want to see if the listeners can tell who it is.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
All right. So if you cut off your finger and throw it in an acid bath, should that be illegal?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess not. What are you going to do with the acid? Are you going to dispose of it responsibly or not?
God. It's about the finger getting cut off. It's not about littering.
Okay. All right. Then if you're not littering, then I guess you can cut your finger off.
You should be able to do whatever you want to your body, but depending on what you do, you might have to go to a psych ward.
Okay. Well, what if what you do to your body affects other people?
How would that affect someone?
Well, say, for example, you are very flatulent. And you are lactose intolerant, right? And you just keep drinking milk, and you go around to public places, and you're just farting and farting and farting.
Yeah.
That affects other people, doesn't it?
I guess, in a way.
Smart. That's smart. So do you think you should be able to?
Farting's illegal now? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, if you do it too much...
That's not a debate.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Because what happened, what you did is this, Maddox. You started inserting the government into people's private business, and then the minute people's behavior starts to cost the government more money, you want to grow the government further and impose more retarded laws on people. Because that you caused the problem to begin with, and now you want to solve that by pushing more legislation.
Okay. Yeah. Here's the fundamental problem with this argument, right?
Okay.
And Joe, you might be on board with Rucka here on what he just said, but here's the fundamental problem, right? And why you do need government involvement sometimes is if you have a neighbor who's playing music too loud, right? You can't go over and impose your will on them.
Yes,
there has to be a... How do you impose your will, Rucka?
No, if it has to do with property, like if you're burning tires in your yard, and that's affecting my fucking air that I'm breathing next door, I can make the case that you're violating my property. But
and who's going to enforce it?
The government.
Oh, so there is a need.
This guy's so... You see what I deal with every fucking day? I point out an instance where the government should not be involved in something, a.k.a. in people's private business that does not affect anyone, and I say, here's where the government should not be involved. Then Maddox goes, oh, so you're saying there should be no government if I go over to my neighbor's house, fuck them in the ass without permission, and fucking... and then blow myself up as a suicide bomber, so that suicide is okay because suicide is not a crime?
Sounds like what you're saying. That's exactly what it sounds like. Thank you, Rucka.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: Rucka is not as as extreme as we've had guests on who are pure anarchists, like Michael Malice, and he would believe that there should be no government intervention ever. But you're not that extreme.
That's a false way to paint it. It's not that that if you carry my principles so far, I'll end up anarchist. I'm principled in that I believe in private property, and the government is there to protect that property. Michael Malice believes in no government whatsoever. That's a different type of extreme. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
I would say it's the far end of the spectrum of your beliefs.
No, I'm not on that particular spectrum, though I have been called on the spectrum, as have most YouTube stars. Is that right, Joey? We're on the spectrum on the internet, according to people? Yeah. No, it might seem like me and Michael Malice overlap to an unintelligent, untrained eye, but we don't overlap. We just kind of, the unsophisticated types of people put us in the same camp, but we have very different opinions.
Okay, well, back to this suicide debate though for a minute. There you go. That's a ding for me. Getting things back on track here.
Ding yourself.
Yeah, I just dinged myself, Joey. Ding myself all fucking day.
Do I have a ding?
Yeah, you got a ding. Thank you for dinging me. Thank you,
Philip
Joey.
DeFranco in a bathroom stall.
Yeah.
Just dinging yourself.
But back to this debate here. It says Miss Carter's defense team is expected to appeal the verdict. So they're going to try to appeal this. Legal experts said that it seemed to extend manslaughter law into new territory, and that if stood, it could have far-reaching implications, at least in Massachusetts. Will the next case be a Facebook posting in which someone is encouraged to commit a crime? Nancy Gertner says, a former federal judge and Harvard law professor. This puts all things that you say in the mix of criminal responsibility. Now, I think that to an extent, if you encourage and harangue and provoke people to commit crimes, you are 100% liable for that. And we already have a precedent for this on the Supreme Court of the United States. When someone tried to go into a theater and yell fire, that causes a panic, that causes people to get injured, that causes chaos.
Yeah, but you're just going in there saying something that's not true. Causing a riot, and it's
okay. Well,
different when it's not.
I mean,
true. Is a fire, and you're yelling, "Dude, there's a fire!"
Mm-hmm.
Well,
people
sure.
Run out. You're not liable for people getting hurt because you're warning them. But if there's no fire, but if you thought there was a fire and you can prove you thought there was a fire because there was a giant puff of smoke coming through. You're probably okay because you're like, yo, listen, there's a big poof of smoke coming through. I yelled fire, but there was no fire. It's like, yo, you try to save everyone, and it's okay. But if there's clearly no fire and you yell fire, you're just lying.
I think a mic drop is in order right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna. All right, but so
you love that crowded elevator, crowded fire analogy. It's so dumb. Like, whose theater is it? If it's your theater, I don't have the right to come incite a fucking stampede in your theater.
It doesn't matter whose theater it is.
Of course it does. What if I have a theater where I encourage people to shout fire?
You're not allowed to do that.
Why not? It's my theater. Don't come to my theater if you don't want to hear the word fire.
Okay. Well, if people have the expectation to hear the word fire being yelled in your theater, then no one's going to panic. Then
they should not have that expectation. If it's my theater,
if it's your
theater, I make it very clear. You come in here. Someone may shout fire at any time.
You just literally said that they would expect that. Then.
Well, okay. So the point is, if you trick people into getting stomped on and you lie to them, that's a type of fraud. But like, it's like you just love to take out all context. Be like, oh, this guy shouted fire in a crowded theater. Okay, therefore free speech needs to be pulled off the books.
Okay, Supreme Court Rucka over here.
Yeah,
striking
Supreme Court. I wish the Supreme Court had me on it. I wish I was up there.
Yeah, every law would be like fucking. What is it?
It would still make more sense than the fucking bullshit that they're saying over there now. They're singing your tune. They probably listen to your fucking podcast and agree with you all the time.
Yeah, smart. That's why the Supreme Court is smart.
Yeah, they're so smart. They're doing great things.
They're doing
the world is a wonderful place.
Well, listen, you're a fucking bullshit, shitty thing. First of all, no one would fucking go there to hear your fucking
exactly.
fire.
So if it's my theater and I want it to be a civil place where people just sit and watch a movie
and get yelled fire,
and then you walk in and shout fire, you've just committed like a type of trespassing.
Oh, okay. So trespassing is the problem.
Yeah, and if there's also different levels of trespassing. Just fucking hopping your neighbor's fence to get your baseball is very minimal, and then fucking riding a tank through somebody's living room is a much bigger crime.
Oh yeah, but they're not going to get you for trespassing, are they, shithead? They're going to get you for property destruction.
Yeah, what are you going to tank?
This is a type of property destruction.
What is?
Going into a crowded theater and yelling fire.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
People could destroy the seats as they're getting out.
It's not. That's not the problem. Are you guys fucking? Am I the only sane person in this room, Donald?
The problem is that they're lying.
That's not the problem that they're lying. You can't incite violence. If you say
you can't lie, Joey Salads.
You can't lie. That will directly affect and hurt somebody for sure.
Okay, well that's irrelevant. No, you guys are such fucking apes on this argument. Here's
if I go on and I say you beat your girlfriend. I'm liable for slander because it's not true.
Right, of course. But we're talking about violence and inciting violence, okay? If you have a mob of people, an angry mob...
But if I say that you beat your wife, so let's all go to his house and beat him.
Well, there you go. That's an example of inciting violence against somebody.
That's not
very good. Very good. That's inciting violence.
Yeah,
okay.
You can't incite violence. So that should be fucking illegal.
Right, exactly. So that goes beyond free speech. That's a type of violence. It's inciting
so it's
violence.
Fucking suicide. Inciting violence. You're inciting someone to kill themselves. That's violence.
Okay, that's the debate. But I'm saying you can't compare telling someone to kill themselves versus Charles Manson telling people to go out and kill other people.
Why? What's the difference?
Because a guy killing themselves is not murder. It's just a guy killing his own self.
Yeah, but
suicide should be legal.
If you take,
should not be.
Should or should not be.
Should be legal.
Should be legal.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe, and you agree with that, Rucka?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't affect anyone else besides the stupid helicopter that's got to fish your body out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then
are they at a shortage of fucking helicopters anyway? Did you hear that in London?
What about all these taxes we're paying? We can afford a helicopter for an hour.
They're sending helicopters into fucking garden parties in England for listening to my music. You don't think you think helicopters are such a big fucking deal now?
Look, you guys, this has been a garbage debate. I feel like you guys have made shit points. 100% of everything you guys said this episode has been shit. Yeah. I think I'm the only one who said anything smart on this episode. Look, if you take advantage of someone who's mentally ill and you tell them to kill themselves, you've incited violence, and you should be held liable for that. End of story.
If they're mentally ill, and you could clinically prove from a doctor, psychiatrist, everything, all the above, that this person's mentally ill and they're highly susceptible to self-harm or harming others because of their mental illness, and the person doing it willingly knew that they were easily susceptible, then yeah, that's a crime.
Let me ask you this, Joey.
And a mental illness. I think she should go to...
You think mental illness should be illegal?
I think it's more... no, I think she has more of a mental illness because of her reasonings behind it.
Oh, okay. You think she may... Well, that may very well be the case. And maybe just two mentally ill people who got intertwined with each other. Like she sounds like she has sociopathic tendencies here, where she has zero empathy for humans.
It's like jail's not going to help that. Like if you actually want someone to be fixed, I think an insane asylum would be a little bit better than jail. She's just going to come out and probably just become a gangster when she gets out. Like
she's gonna come out and become a gangster.
Yeah,
she might be like a suicide gangster. She could like be part of a Suicide Squad, maybe.
His face lit up. Yeah, that's it. A suicide gangster. Suicide Squad.
Yeah, she could be part of the Suicide Squad. Someone posted on my wall when I posted this story, and they said, "Hey Maddox, what if she persuaded all the guards to kill themselves and she got out of prison? Wouldn't that be bad? Wouldn't that be badass?"
I mean, if she has that kind of skills, we should send her over to fucking deal with ISIS and shit.
Yeah, she's a superhero if she can pull that off, and she deserves it.
Superhero.
To get out.
Yeah.
Heroine. Super heroine.
Heroine. Oh, thank you.
Heroine, excuse me.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though, Joey. What I wanted to get at is about mental illness, right? Maybe I'm going to ask you a personal question. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but have you ever experienced depression? Have you ever felt depressed?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the onset of depression can be a number of reasons, and sometimes the reasons are external. Like someone might pass away in your life, you might lose your job, you might be going through a really rough breakup, you might be dealing with some physical ailments or whatever the case is, right? Financial troubles. Depression can come from external sources. And when someone is in a depressed state of mind, depending on the severity of their depression, they're very vulnerable. So even without knowing that someone has a mental illness, they could be suffering from a very deep depression that you're not aware of, that is onset not because of some mental illness that they are pre-born with, but something that is onset from the external world. You just got triggered?
Wrong!
What do you think of that?
You're right and wrong at the same time.
Okay, what do you want to say to that?
So, what you're saying is because she knew that he was in a depressed state of mind, and it could have been on the books if he's went to doctors about his stuff. She knew. She told him to kill himself. He did. That's like the same exact thing as yelling fire in a theater if you knew there was no fire.
So then you're saying it is illegal. What she did is illegal, and this verdict should stand.
I think they should have pled insanity.
Pled insanity. Well, they didn't.
That's the thing. Is I think she's more mentally because you said that she knew that he was clinically bipolar and whatever. That changes the game. But if it's just like me texting you every single day, you just kill yourself.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Maybe you are.
You started this morning really early on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna text you every day to just kill yourself and see what happens.
We'll see. Maybe you'll end up in jail. Tune in next episode, guys. Mike, I see you doing a lot of nodding over there.
No, I just don't think we'll ever be able to understand what's going on in her head because she's as severe as somebody who's like into fetish stuff, like sexual stuff. They're so far on the other side that nobody who's thinking normally could process it. She gets off to this kind of stuff. I said that on the first podcast too when I first came on. I think she gets off to this stuff. Yeah. I think having control over people and people who are easy to manipulate even better. She enjoys that, and I don't think we'll ever be able to make logic of this ever.
She wanted to be a widow.
Sure.
She wanted to be. Well, they weren't
married.
Married.
Something.
She wanted something. I don't know, man. With this whole argument, this whole angle of her trying to get off, sounds like something a fuckboy would say.
Hey.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's
I feel
what
like
it is.
There's a difference between murder crimes in a way. This, if you classify it as murder, would be more of a mentally insane murder. But if, like, say, a guy robs a store and ends up killing somebody either by accident or because there was a shootout, that's not like a mentally insane murder.
Well,
this is more of a mentally insane murder.
That may be the case, Joey, but I'll tell you...
Psych ward.
Let's talk about another type of mental insanity. The type of mental insanity of people who don't buy our bonus episode. Yeah.
Good transition.
This episode is brought to you by our own bonus show. And guys, I want to talk, and so we got the third episode coming soon, but I also want to talk about, I got this voicemail, actually, about buying the bonus episodes and the Madcast app, which we haven't talked about in a while, but it's coming. Listen to this. Here's a voicemail from a fan.
Hey, Maddox. Over the last few weeks, I binge listened through every episode of the podcast so far, just catching up with what you've been doing. And I gotta say, it's my favorite podcast out there.
Yeah.
Hands down. But you like to say that you love Android so much, yet there isn't an Android app for the Madcast Media Network out. I want an easier way to give you my money.
Ooh.
So, where the fuck is my Android app, Maddox?
Yeah.
Also, t-shirt size is small.
Mm-hmm.
And love you guys. Fuck you, Rucka. Just kidding. Love you.
Well, the problem is Androids are for poor people, so...
Get the fuck out of here, Joey. Fuck out of here with your bullshit.
I thought I couldn't love this man anymore.
Oh, my gosh.
Whenever I text someone and it's a green bubble, I'm like, oh, this person is on a...
Yeah, say it, you classist fuck. Say it.
I was like, I don't know. This guy...
That's what every fucking iPhone user is. They're just fucking classists. That's what they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They judge with their luxury products. They can't do shit with that fucking iPhone. You guys just got the notification bar on that thing in this generation. You know what you get with Android?
What?
A free fucking TV, Joey.
Because
That's
no
right.
one wants them.
Yeah,
they couldn't afford a TV.
Yeah.
So they're like...
Giving away TVs
not about that.
now.
Oh,
They
that's
gotta give away
the definition
TVs
of rich
and
people, just wasting their money.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
My money.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, in his dictatorship, you can't waste money. You can't even spend money. You just got to give it to the government. Exactly. They'll hold on to it better than us.
Yeah.
You guys in your libertarian paradise.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that's what this is.
I want to talk about. So the app, right, is being developed by Lord Matthew, and Lord Matthew is our developer on madcastmedia.com. He is doing an incredible job. We have so much cool technology that goes into this website, that goes into this platform, and I want to talk about a little bit of that. Here is a clip of actually Lord Matthew has a show on this network. It's called Game Fart. This is a trailer for Lord Matthew's show, Game Fart. See what you think. Listen to this.
Game Fart, now on Madcast Media.
Game Fart!
Peter's idea for a VR game was don't suck off Hitler.
Oh, no, that's not what I said. It's try not to suck off Hitler's simulator. you're sitting in a chair, you look down at your hands and they're
In
bound.
VR, so you've got a VR headset on.
Yeah, that's right. And you look down, your hands are tied to a chair, so you can't move your arms. And Hitler's there, and he's going to climb onto the chair with his dick in your face, and you have to keep looking away, and he's going to keep readjusting to try and make you give him a blowjob.
So, yeah, someone write in what the racist algorithm is. I want to know what the algorithm for racism is, where you input the variables, and then it feeds you the answer.
I'm a Japanese man doing a Mexican accent. Oh
boy.
Wow.
Game Fart is a brand new farting and video gaming podcast on the Madcast Media Network. New episodes drop every Tuesday.
There you go.
Too bad farting's illegal in your world.
No, farting's legal, Joey. Just if you fart too much in an airport, then you might be escorted off the premises.
Yeah.
You can't stink too much.
Farting's not illegal.
Okay, well,
but I mean, if you're like eating a lot of beans and like purposely eating stuff that's gonna make you fart and shit your brains out,
and using it like a weapon,
and using it like a weapon,
using your asshole like a weapon,
people's faces, like purposely,
that's your golden eye.
Punched.
Weaponized ass.
Weaponized asshole.
Yeah, weaponized asshole. That's a problem.
You're a weaponized asshole, Maddox.
Yeah, thank you.
With your hole of doom.
I am a weaponized asshole.
Like if you purposely take a shit in your pants on a flight, you should go to jail.
You think so? Because here's the thing. In your world, Joey, everything goes. Let's just let people shit their pants wherever they want.
Actually, no, it comes down to the airline.
Yeah.
Does the airline allow it?
It's called principles.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So if you run an airline, you can just make your own fucking laws. Oh, everyone has to take their clothes off on this airline.
Yeah, they have those. What do you mean?
Great.
They have swinger airlines.
Yeah. Delta.
It's called
yeah.
Delta, the swinger airline.
What part of a fucking contract is so hard to understand?
Yeah.
Two parties agree to something. Is that so fucking absurd?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can also dupe and manipulate people, and
then that's not a fucking contract. That's a fucking manipulation. Why do you always have to jump to these fucking?
Because that's where these regulations come from.
No,
Rocca.
they don't.
Yes, they do. Let me give you an
don't.
example.
Comes another extreme example.
Because this is where it actually came from.
Yeah.
There used to be towns.
If someone farts in a crowded theater and yells fire at
Wrong,
the same
Joey.
time.
There used to be towns, right? There used to be mining towns that would pop up in the turn of the century, around the 1900s.
Reference, yeah.
It doesn't matter. This is where it comes from. This is why it matters. Can I just fucking finish this example?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know. Do we have to fucking sign a contract so I can talk? So around the turn of the century, there were these mining towns, and in the 1800s, there were the mining towns where they would come into an area, and there would just be a gold rush, a big boom of mining, and everybody in town had some kind of job or employment that had to do with the mines. And then these mining companies were paying them with their own currency. And they said, you know what? We're gonna print our own bills. We're gonna print our own money. And then the only way you could buy anything was by using their currency in the stores that they owned. How are you possibly going to get a fair deal in a town like that?
When everyone doesn't do the deal, and then the company is like, well, I guess we can't pay them with monopoly money anymore.
No.
And we have to pay them in gold because no one's working.
Sure. So everyone's just gonna fucking boycott. Here's the problem with that, Joey. Is
why
if you
they
have
even agree to it to begin with? Who was the first person that was like, "Gee whiz, I'll love to be paid in monopoly money"?
No,
you're a fucking idiot, and you're the reason why your whole damn town sucks because you agreed to get paid with monopoly money.
You guys have like no breadth of imagination. That's your problem.
Set us straight.
Because if the mining company starts out with paying you real American currency, right? Here you go. Here's your money. And then over time, after they get 1,000 employees or so, then they say, we're switching to our currency.
They go on strike. The mining company makes no money.
Real fucking simple.
Now
they
go
go
on
on strike.
Pay you in gold.
And what if not everyone wants to go on strike? What if people don't have the luxury of going on monster.com in the 1800s and getting a new job? And then, because guess what? If you don't work in the mines, you starve.
If they had a truly free market 100 years previous to the time they did, there would be monster.com by that time in history.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Any other Looney Tunes arguments you guys want? You and Joey tag team, man.
The Rucka Joey podcast coming to Madcast next week.
Hey,
I'd like to announce. I'd like to, but it's not really my decision. Yes.
Would you like to announce a wrap up?
Yeah. Okay. The girl convinces the guy to kill himself. I feel like we already had this debate, but now it's a new debate because she was convicted.
She's guilty. Yeah.
She's guilty. I don't fucking know. It's a crazy extreme example. Like. She's insane. Maybe she's guilty. I never actually said she's innocent. I only made the point that it's not the same as Charles Manson telling people to go kill Sharon Tate. But here's what I will say: is Joey Salads a saint?
Yeah.
Maybe. Is this your wrap up?
You asked a question. I don't know if it was rhetorical.
Consider all questions rhetorical.
Okay.
All right. Is Joey Salads a saint? Perhaps not. Has he made some mistakes? Maybe. But why does he drive people so crazy? Why do people fucking hate this man? That nothing seems to bother this guy. See, they're fucking jealous. They're fucking mad they didn't think of it first. And that's all I have to say. All you haters out there, all you anti-salads, all you fucking all you fucking
meatheads.
This guy, he's got a big... Is this your wrap-up? Did I give you the floor back?
Okay, go on.
This is my fucking Rucka wrap-up of the week.
Tell my fucking coal miner story without an interruption. Go on, tell us the
That was not the Maddox wrap-up.
The Maddox minute. Do I get a minute?
Yes, you get a minute. But this is my minute. You guys are just fucking mad. This guy has a big fucking grin on his face wherever he goes. He loves what he does. He's living the American dream. I might not make all the choices he's made in his life, but overall, the essence of Joey Salads is a positive, inspiring story, and it drives people out of their fucking mind. And that's, there's your little Rucka wrap-up.
It's a Rucka wrap-up.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
There you go.
You got it.
There you go. That's a very, very good wrap-up of our debate.
Nothing to do with the debate.
It's got everything to do with the debate.
Nothing to do with
It's got everything.
Guys, now it's time for some quick news headlines. Let's get to these stories. A man's 29-pound of poop was finally removed. He had 29 pounds of poop in his butt.
In his butt?
Yeah, it says this is from LiveScience.com. It says when doctors in China removed 30 inches of a young man's colon, they also removed nearly 29 pounds of his feces. The 22-year-old's belly had swelled past the size, and that's 13 kilograms for the rest of the world. It says here the 22-year-old's belly had swelled past the size that would be seen in a pregnant woman at full term, according to a Chinese news agency. He told doctors that he had been constipated since birth and that laxatives provided only slight relief. The man had a very rare condition called Hirschsprung's disease. And people with the condition, you find that funny, Mikey?
Yeah, it sounds a lot like Hershey's.
Hirschsprung, more like Hirsch couldn't spring. Hirschstung, yeah, there you go.
Shit.
People with the condition have no nerve cells in the walls of their colon toward the end of its length. Normally, these nerve cells signal to the muscles of the bowel to alternatively contract and relax to move the stool along through the colon of the rectum. Without nerve cells, the bowel cannot effectively move stool through it, which can lead to severe constipation.
Not having nerve endings, it sounds like it makes people superhuman, but it actually kills them because you need to feel pain.
Right.
You need it, emotional as well as physical. Maddox, let yourself feel.
I never feel anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, if you have a colon, one of these, basically you have an invincible butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know going to prison would, that would relieve some of the worries.
Yeah. Except you're constipated as hell.
I
mean, well, if he farted
poop.
in your world, he'll just get sent to prison.
You won't get sent to prison. Joey, here's what I was going to say, okay? The example I was going to give you. Have you ever been in a grocery store? Have you ever been in a grocery store?
Hold on. Answer that question.
What? Yeah, we know he's been let me finish it.
I want to picture him.
Your wrap-up.
I want to see him pushing the cart down the grocery store with a big smile on his face, buying eggs and milk. And yeah, he's been to the grocery store.
Buy almond milk.
Sorry.
Buy almond milk.
See, now we know something about him.
Yeah, right.
All right, go ahead.
So if you were going down the grocery store, right, and a really smelly homeless man comes in, they chew them out usually because it stinks so bad. It's like a funk. Mm-hmm. It's like a pungent funk that just lingers in every aisle that they're in. And I've been to grocery stores where they kick them out.
Yeah,
they should be allowed to. Right? You shouldn't be able to stink that bad. Yes, absolutely.
They're not getting just kicked out because they stink that bad.
Yeah, they are.
But they're not going to jail. They're getting kicked out because they got no money to buy shit.
Yeah. No, they got
and
money
they're
to
loitering. They're just trying to get some free air conditioning, maybe rob something.
Yeah.
And they're disrupting your customers.
That's a stretch.
It shouldn't be illegal, but if you're a private business, you should kick out whoever the fuck you want.
I think it should be illegal.
Maddox, are you allergic to the concept of property?
No, I know. I get property. What's your point? This has nothing to do with property.
Yeah, if a supermarket doesn't want smelly dudes, it's their store.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to fucking host her there if they don't want to.
What if you get in an elevator?
Yeah.
And there's a really smelly person on the elevator.
Yes.
And you can't breathe.
Okay.
You deal.
Then
you got to deal with it.
Well, then what?
You call the police and that because they're too smelly.
And who runs the police? The state. That's right. Joey Salads, big fan of the state.
Wait, you call the police because there's someone in the elevator that smells bad?
Yeah.
That's not what I said. I was exaggerating.
Speaking of smelling, though.
Yeah.
I know you guys heard of this. There's a new class of people who eat a certain type of thing. Listen to this. They're breatharians. And this is a breatharian couple that survives on the universe's energy instead of food.
Fucking idiots.
How are they alive?
Fucking idiots. This is from New York Post. A breatharian mom and dad of 2 have barely eaten for 9 years as they live off of the universe's energy. Husband and wife, Akahi Ricardo and Camila Castillo, believe that food and water aren't necessary and humans can be sustained solely by the energy of the universe. There's another name for these breatharians. They're called liars. Okay? They're called fucking liars.
Maybe
I saw
they're
the pictures.
just too afraid to fart because they'll get locked up.
They're not going to get locked up, Joey. You can fart in my universe. I'm a big fan of fart. I love farting. I just think that there's a limit.
One too many times, you get locked up.
Maybe.
Go to Rikers Island.
Yeah.
Like, what are you in for?
Farting.
Watch yourself.
There was a story a long time ago that someone did get arrested for farting too much, like excess flatulence.
Yeah.
It's a thing, dude. Yeah. You can do it. Costello and Ricardo, who have a 5-year-old son and 2-year-old daughter together, have survived on little besides a piece of fruit or vegetable broth just 3 times per week since 2008.
I feel so bad for their kids.
No, I mean, that's the kids aren't being fed. Oh, and I know you're going to jump down my throat. Oh, well, so you don't think child abuse should be legal? Therefore, you should want the government to regulate every aspect of existence.
Rucka, have you heard of property? Have you heard of personal property? Why are you so allergic to personal property rights?
Your kids
they don't have to
are
feed
your
their
property, right?
Yeah,
they're humans.
Right.
Those
they're not property.
Yeah, they're
So at what point does it become
not
the government's
slaves.
property? You have a kid, the government can just tell you how to raise them?
It's never the government's property, but if someone's being abused, a child or adult, the government is there to protect against that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Government's
unless it's flatulence, then you just have to suffer.
I get. Where are you farting? And
how close are you farting next to someone? Are you bent over in front of them farting? Are you purposely trying
ass?
If you're
Like the
purposely
fart
going
hammer.
around to fart on people, then that's harassment.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
if you're
it
just
says-
farting because you're just farting.
It says here, Costello even practiced a breatharian pregnancy, not eating anything during the entire 9 months that she carried her first child.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I expected these people to look like super anorexic, and they look okay. They look like they have an okay, normal amount of body weight. The guy seems a little bit too skinny, but the kids look fat as fuck. These are some fat fucking kids.
When they go to school, they probably load up on junk food.
Yeah. Says here, the married couple of 9 years claimed that their food-free lifestyle has improved their health and emotional well-being, as well as letting them spend money on traveling rather than weekly groceries. Now, this is going to create a whole bunch of fucking dipshit copycats who are going to starve themselves to death. You know what's going to happen.
Oh, they should go to jail then for
They should.
deciding that.
Yeah.
Apparently, no one's responsible for their own actions anymore.
Yeah. Apparently, we have to step in, and when they're starving their kids to death, we have to take them away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Costello, 34 years old, who lives between California and Ecuador with her husband, explained, humans can easily live without food as long as they are connected to the energy that exists in all things and through breathing.
These guys are in Ecuador?
Between Ecuador and California, yeah.
Wait, what?
They bounce around.
They don't just fucking next time they go to Ecuador, just tell them not to come back.
Yeah.
I don't fucking. We got enough crazy people here. We don't need these.
We don't need breatharians.
Breatharians.
We got enough bullshit here, especially California.
Yeah.
Okay.
Breatharians allowed.
I'm going to ask the two Joeys in the room what their final thoughts are on breatharians. And I want to see if the audience can determine who the right who the real Joey is. All right, Joey number 1, you go first. What do you think of breatharians?
Throw them in an acid bath.
Shit.
Joey number 2, what do you think of breatharians?
Throw them in an acid bath.
Throw them in an acid bath. Wait, me doing Joey almost sounds like Trump.
Yeah.
Throw them in an acid bath.
Throw them in an acid bath. Thank you, Donald Trump. Guys, this has been a fun episode. Joey, before we wrap this up, is there anything you want to plug?
Your asshole?
anything you're really proud of in your portfolio, you really want to take this opportunity to tell the world about?
You have wonderful. You have a podcast though that you just started, right?
I just started a podcast. Currently, it blows.
Okay.
Production wise,
so don't listen to the podcast.
Don't listen to the first episode. Yeah. Episode 2's coming, and you might be on it.
Yeah.
If you're around.
I'm gonna be on Joey's podcast.
I also want to have Rucka, but I don't have enough room.
You don't have enough room for Rucka?
No, I only have enough room for one other person.
Gotcha, man.
Unless I get a round table.
Yeah. You should get Mikey Bolts on your show, man. Have the battle of the Joeys.
Oh yeah, let's do that. We're just debating each other being me.
That'd be good.
Oh my god,
rap battle.
Joey talking to Joey.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Joey rap battle.
Joey rap battle. That's amazing. Why don't you do
it.
that? Make it happen, guys. That'd be so incredible. So, Joey, what's the name of your podcast if people want to check it out?
Salad Bar Podcast.
Yeah.
It's on iTunes.
Joey, look, you get a lot of flack, dude, but it's like Rucka said, you do have a good attitude about all this shit. Yeah. Nothing seems to faze you. You've got a grin on your face, and you lean into this like crazy bullshit. You play off of your name, you play off of everything, and you just have fun with it.
Yeah.
All right. Joey, I want to thank you for coming on the show. And again, a super big thank you to Nikki for sending this incredible fan art and all these snacks. We've been munching on it throughout the episode. I tried some of the chocolates. We've tried the cookies, the biscuits, the Anzacs. They're incredible. Thank you very much, Nikki. We've got a lot more on the way. Thank you
a lot more Australian snacks on the way.
Hopefully. Yeah. Thank you, Rucka.
Yep.
Thank you, Mikey Bolts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joey Salads. But most of all, you're welcome.
A lot of impression talk. But I didn't hear any Christopher Walken from you, Maddox. What's the deal? Why are you such a pussy?
Okay, I'm not a pussy. Yeah. That was Weird Matthew McConaughey, regular caller of the show. Which, by the way, Weird Matthew, calling me out for not doing an impression. Yet, I don't think he's ever done an actual Matthew McConaughey impression. I don't think you can turn that off. Mikey,
I want to hear his Walken.
Yeah, let's hear your Walken.
Walking, I can't do it. I can't. I don't do walking because everybody does walking.
Everybody is walking. You did actually. That's pretty good.
That's okay.
Here's another call who suggested I should be a sperm donor. Listen to this.
Hey Maddox, with Father's Day coming up, I'd just like to wish you a happy non-Father's Day.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you made it another year without, impregnating some chick and raising some sort of shit disturber that wouldn't be grateful for your nuance and brilliance. But I do think you should become a sperm donor so we can have more Maddoxes in the world, and you benefit. I mean, more Maddoxes, you don't have to raise them. It's a win-win for society. It's a win-win for you and the whole human race. So, think about that. Become a sperm donor. Help everyone out. Fuck a Nazi. Fuck a Nazi.
Yo,
that happens every time.
This just inspired me.
Yeah.
It inspired you to donate some sperm?
I'm going to get tons of vials of sperm and bring them to the sperm bank and tell a video. Hey, listen, I donated a lot of semen. If anyone wants, just go to the local sperm bank and ask for Joey Salad's semen. Now you get little Joey Salads running around.
Oh my God, dude. What can go
How
wrong?
How insane will that be? I was like 50 kids.
Yeah. Vials of ranch dressing.
Yeah, it's just ranch dressing.
Hey there. Don't forget to subscribe to Madcast shows on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Okay, bye. Madcast Media Network.